All right, so welcome to our 2025-2026 college coaching senior program celebration. Today is the 18th. My name is Dr. Candace Chambers. I am the CEO and founder of Education Writing Services, people who are visiting in tonight. Tonight we will celebrate the class of 2026, which is always amazing to celebrate our seniors. So welcome to our students, parents, and guests. It's one of my favorite nights of the program because our students have worked very hard. So I'm going to start with some snapshot successes just so you guys can see overall what the cohort accomplished. There were 16 students who participated in the program, and I'll be highlighting all of them actually tonight. And then the states represented include North Carolina, Mississippi, Georgia, California, Louisiana, Maryland, and Michigan. So there were 7 states represented. The students received 130 acceptances for college. And this cohort of students earned $3,555,212 in scholarship dollars. So I think that is amazing. Congratulations to all students. Just clearly represents your hard work and effort across these past 10 months. So we're going to go ahead. Well, before we get there, I do want to talk about this too. Students wrote a lot of essays, this cohort, and also video interview prep. But to go back to the essays, Common App essays were pretty popular, of course, because most people use the Common App. And so I got a chance to learn about the students and their interests through their Common App essays. They also had to write supplemental essays, which are essays that the colleges require for students to write. Sometimes those are a little tricky for 17, 18-year-olds, but they push through. Students also have had to write scholarship essays, and some of them are still writing scholarship essays because scholarships season is still in effect. But they had to write scholarship essays. And this year, we had a lot of video interview prep for scholarships. And so what that entailed was helping students to prepare for interviews via video. So that's becoming very popular. And so I was able to assist students with preparing their pitch and their answers to their questions. And so that was a very popular like a need for assistance this year. But yeah, so good job with students persevering through those essays and also the video interviews. But let's begin. So the way this is going to work, I will be spotlighting each student. And so after I spotlight the student, I'll ask everybody to say congratulations to the students. And then we'll go to the next student and then we'll keep it going from there. All right. So you can actually come off mute or put in the chat, congratulations. And we'll go from there. All right. So let's get started. First up, we have Connor Klinkskill. Connor is a student in Georgia, and he is interested in aviation. He actually flies already, and so he's been flying for a while. And he's also a pianist, so he plays piano. And he's just a really a kind of not a Renaissance man, but I like how he's very multi-talented, and those talents were able to come out in his essays. And he and his mom had a pretty good relationship throughout this process. And so Connor Klinkskill, he attends Greater Atlanta Christian School in Norcross, Georgia. His acceptances include Tuskegee University, Loyola University, New Orleans, Louisiana State University, Xavier University of Ohio, Florida Tech University, Hampton University, Embry-Riddle University, and Xavier University of Louisiana. He earned a $50,000 per year scholarship to Tuskegee for their aviation science program. Other senior successes is that recently at his school, he won first place overall honors piano the music competition, and that's actually a clip of him. I clipped it. So his mom sent me the video, so he did an excellent job with playing that piece, and he will be attending Tuskegee University in the fall. So let's everybody give Connor some congratulatory remarks. Just tell him congratulations. Maybe in the chat or aloud. Just say congratulations. Somebody give me a congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. All right. Next up, we have Corinne Keck. And so, Corinne, let's see, we have some more congratulations. Thank you in the chat. Awesome. So, Corinne is a leader. I like to classify her as that. She wrote many essays about her leadership on the basketball court, whether it's assisting other younger players or just on her team where she plays now. So that was really cool to hear how she leads in the sports arena. She actually wants to major in sports management when she gets to college. And then she also plays the saxophone. She taught herself how to play many instruments. I just highlight the saxophone. But she is a leader in Jack and Jill of America. And I think she's going to do really great things when she transitions into college. And so, Corinne attends Lake Norman Charter High School in Huntersville, North Carolina, and here are her acceptances. She was accepted to Howard University, University of South Carolina, University of North Carolina at Greensboro, Morgan State University, North Carolina Central University, North Carolina A&T State University, and Hampton University. Her scholarships include, these are over 4 years, so $36,000 to Howard University, $16,000 to North Carolina A&T State University, $18,000 to Morgan State University, $1,800 to University of North Carolina at Greensboro. And I always thought it was just so cool. Like her and her mom have this system for applying for scholarships, and it's so strategic. And it's been working. So I went on her spreadsheet today to see if she had won any more, and she had. So she's won Black with the Purpose Scholarship for $2,500, Tall Theta Trailblazer Way for $5,000, Eddie Gigi Burton for $2,000, Angels of 97 for $2,000, and Scholars of Success for $1,000. Corinne will be attending Howard University in the fall, so let's give her some congratulatory remarks.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Corinne.
Good, good. And we have some in the chat. Oh, congratulations. Beautiful. All right, let's go to the next person. All right, next up is Chloe Baird. She is a leader as well. I may say that a lot for the students because they're leaders in their community and in their schools. But Chloe participates in the Black Student Union at her high school, and she also wants to be an attorney once she graduates. She's very passionate about law, and that came out in her essays and also her interests. The schools that she chose, she was very strategic about making sure that they would support her for her long-term goals of practicing law. And so Chloe attends Vista Mar School in El Segundo, California, and here are her acceptances. She was accepted to Spelman College, University of Southern California, Howard University, North Carolina A&T State University, Clark Atlanta University, and Hampton University. And here are her scholarships. She earned a $50,865 per year Dovey Presidential Scholarship to Spelman, $81,364 scholarship a year to University of Southern California, $32,650 scholarship a year to Howard University, $4,000 a year scholarship to North Carolina A&T State University, and $45,300 a year to Hampton University. Chloe will be attending Spelman College in the fall, so let's tell her a great congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right, I think her mom's on the call. Oh, boom, boom, bam. Okay, I think her mom's on the call so she can see the comments. All right, sounds great. All right, let's see who is next up. Gavin. Gavin is up next. And so you may ask, why does she have a picture of Spider-Man on the slide? Well, Gavin wrote his Common App essay about Spider-Man. You know, it's a question about a topic or something that interests you. And he did a really comprehensive job of explaining not just like the character, but like what the character means to him. And so it caught my attention immediately when we first started working together. So I'm like, I have to highlight the Spider-Man. Gavin is also a leader in his community. He's involved in Jack and Jill of America as well, and he wants to major in computer science when he transitions to college. And so Gavin attends Cabarrus Kannapolis Early College High School in Concord, North Carolina, and here are his acceptances: North Carolina A&T State University, Clark Atlanta University, UNC Charlotte, UNC Greensboro, UNC Asheville, UNC Pembroke, UNC Wilmington, Wingate University, Seton Hall University, Shaw University, Southern University, Morgan State University, Hampton University, Western Carolina University, Appalachian State University, and Jarvis Christian University. His scholarships include a merit scholarship to Clark Atlanta University for $26,000 a year, the Catamount Commitment Scholarship to Western Carolina University for $2,000, and North Carolina A&T State University for $4,000 a year. Gavin will be an Aggie in the fall. He will be transitioning to North Carolina A&T State University. So let's give Gavin a huge congratulations for his accomplishments.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right. See what's the next? I like looking at the chats too. Okay, awesome. Congrats. All right. Next up, we have Gabrielle Brookin. Gabrielle is a dancer. She dances for Powerhouse Dance Center in Georgia, and she wants to major in cosmetic science. I thought it was really interesting. I love when I hear like the unique kind of majors. And I remember our first meeting, her mom was like, she already knows what she wants to major in, and we have the schools that we're trying to apply to, and we're good to go. Like, so they had a plan and a mission, and the plan kind of worked because she was accepted to the school that she really wanted to go to. So Gabrielle Brookin attends Mount Prairie Christian School in Kennesaw, Georgia. And here are her acceptances: Spelman College, Howard University, Hampton University, Louisiana State University, Clark Atlanta University, North Carolina A&T State University, Alabama State University, Bethune-Cookman University, Florida Memorial University, and Edward Waters College. She earned a $13,000 scholarship a year to Howard University, $13,000 a year to Louisiana State University, $1,000 a year to Spelman College, and $8,000 a year for the Georgia Hope Scholarship. Let's give Gabrielle or Gabby a round of applause. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right. I think we got some congrats in the chat. All right, sounds good. Next up, we have Jaden. Jaden was one of my kind of cool students. I like to say that because him and his mom have like one of the best relationships for mother and son that I've seen. They just have a joy that comes through the screen. I always enjoy meeting with them. But Jaden serves on the media team at his church. And so that was a really cool, interesting thing to learn about him as far as his talent. He also plays basketball. And so Jaden has different acceptances, and I'll read them in a second. But he attends Chesapeake Science Point in Hanover, Maryland, and he was accepted to Anne Arundel Community College, Morgan State University, Bowie State University, and Mount St. Mary's University. He earned a $27,000 per year scholarship to Mount St. Mary's University, and Jaden will be going to Anne Arundel Community College in the fall. Let's give Jaden a round of applause and a big congratulations.
Congrats, Jaden.
Congratulations.
All right. Next up, we have Camille Satterite Rambert. And so Camille is another one of those leader students. So like she serves on the Student Government Association. She also is involved with her school's media team with the news. So she's really involved, and she also has written a children's book called The Hidden Flavor. And so that's the book on the screen if you want to purchase it. But she wrote one of her essays about ice cream. And what is it, ice cream or sherbet? But it was about being unique and being different. And so Camille was accepted to various universities, but before I read those, she attends North Mecklenburg High School in Charlotte, North Carolina, and she was accepted to Dillard University, North Carolina A&T State University, Temple University, Hampton University, Morgan State University, Winston-Salem State University, East Carolina State University, North Carolina A&T State University, UNC Pembroke, UNC Asheville, UNC Greensboro, Johnson C. Smith University, College of Charleston, and SCAD. She earned a $6,000 per year scholarship to North Carolina A&T State University, and she will also be an Aggie in the fall because she will be attending North Carolina A&T State University. Can we please give Camille a round of applause and a congratulations for her accomplishments?
Congratulations.
All right. Somebody's beeping. Let me turn it off. Hold on. Okay. All right, let's go to the next scholar. All right, next up we have Madison Coffey. She's a student here in North Carolina, and she will be majoring in marketing and advertising when she transitions over to college. Madison attends Hickory Grove Christian School in Charlotte, North Carolina. She was accepted to Winthrop University, Wingate University, Coker University, and Johnson C. Smith University. She's still waiting on scholarship offers, but she will be transitioning to Johnson C. Smith University in the fall. So let's give her a round of applause and a congratulations. At least one person.
Congratulations.
Thank you. All right. Next up, we have Simone Sapp. Simone and I worked very close together. I actually met her, I think it was junior year, beginning of junior year, actually. And so she had a plan in place to figure out how to best position herself for her college journey. One thing I think is cool is when we talked that junior year, she decided to, over that next summer, I think it was, she decided to interview different industrial engineers to learn more about the field that she decided she wanted to major in. And so that was a really cool experience for her to be able to talk to different people in different aspects of her career field. And she wrote about that in her some of her essays. But she also wrote about her gluten allergy and how she was able to utilize that to create a cooking class for kids to learn more about how to create different recipes in her community. And so Simone's a leader as well. She's really involved in the Atlanta area. And so she attends Woodward Academy in Atlanta, Georgia. And here are some of her acceptances. Howard University, Florida A&M University, Mercer University, North Carolina A&T State University, Kennesaw State University, and Arizona State University. She earned a presidential scholarship for $16,000 a year to Florida A&M University, a $30,000 a year scholarship to Mercer University, a $4,000 scholarship a year to North Carolina A&T State University, $7,500 a year scholarship to Kennesaw State University, and $9,000 a year to Howard University. Simone will be transitioning to North Carolina A&T State University in the fall. So let's give her a round of applause and a big congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right. Yes. Okay. Next up, we have Camille McDonald. Camille is a student here in, I guess you say Charlotte, but in North Carolina. Camille is involved in Jack and Jill of America as well. I have a picture of popcorn here because when we were talking about applying for scholarships, kind of in the spring season, we were just talking about what are some strategies to make sure that she stayed on top of things. And she was saying she and her mom like to watch TV and watch movies, and I'm like, how about the TV shows, let that be a treat, right? You apply for so many scholarships and then you watch a TV show. And so we were able to we just had a lot of powwow sessions via Zoom. And I really enjoyed those with her to just kind of think through her college options and what she wanted to do in her transition. And so Camille wants to be a nurse, so she'll be pursuing that career field as she transitions to college. Camille attends Marcus Middle College High School in Huntersville, North Carolina. She was accepted to Hampton University, Howard University, North Carolina A&T State University, North Carolina Central University, Winston-Salem University, and University of North Carolina at Greensboro. Her scholarships include $6,000 a year to North Carolina A&T State University, $7,500 a year to North Carolina Central University, $11,000 a year to Howard University, and she also won a $300 PTSA scholarship at her school. Camille will be attending North Carolina A&T State University in the fall. So can we please tell her congratulations?
Congratulations, Camille.
Congratulations.
Awesome. We got teddy bears in the chat. Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Next up, we have Gabrielle Vance. I call her Gabby. But Gabby is a student down in Louisiana, and one of her first essays, she actually wrote about Louisiana culture. And she integrated the gumbo, right? I still remember the way she wrote about gumbo and music and culture and family. And so I like that she added her heritage through like some of her essays. But she wants to be a filmmaker. Well, she's already a filmmaker, I should say. Her film here is called Crescendo. She produced that through Black Girls Film Camp. You can actually watch it online. And so very cool. And then she also speaks in the community to young students about filmmaking and just getting them involved and engaged. And so she has a bright future in this filmmaking arena. So just be on the lookout. Gabby attends Benjamin Franklin High School in New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm going to read her acceptances. She was accepted to Clark Atlanta University, Southern University New Orleans, Loyola University New Orleans, Louisiana State University, Savannah College of Art and Design, Hampton University, Dillard University, Southern University Baton Rouge, Loyola Marymount University, Pepperdine University, Howard University, Morgan State University, Chapman University, and University of Texas at Austin. So I'm going to look at her scholarships now. So she was earn a $8,500 a year scholarship to Clark Atlanta University, $29,000 a year, $2,000 plus $8,262 to Loyola University New Orleans, $9,762.98. That's very, very specific. A year to Louisiana State University, $19,000 a year to SCAD, $20,000 a year to Hampton University, $10,000 a year to Dillard University, $18,000 a year to Columbia College Chicago, $34,800 a year to Loyola Marymount University, $37,100 a year to Pepperdine University, $13,000 a year to Howard University, and $6,000 a year to Morgan State, and $25,900 a year to Chapman University. She's also very strategic about her scholarships. And so she's won the Taco Bell Live Más Scholarship for 10 grand, NAACP AXO Scholarship for 300. She's still waiting on some of these amounts for some scholarships, but the Jimmy Rain Foundation Scholarship, the Sigma Gamma Rho Epsilon Phi Sigma Chapter Scholarship. She's she won a gold medal for NAACP AXO Regional Competition. She's a festival finalist for diversity in Canes. I think that's how I pronounce that. And then lastly, she was inducted into the National Honor Society. Gabby will be attending Loyola Marymount University in the fall. So let's please give her a big round of congratulatory remarks. All right, got some congratulations in the chat. All right, let's see here. Who's next? All right, Anna Karina is next. So Anna Karina Meyer is a student that I had a chance to work with very extensively on her essays. She had a lot of essays to write. She applied to a lot of Ivies and other schools that carried a lot of essays. And so I commend her for her stamina, her perseverance. But there were some topics that stood out from things that she wrote about. And one was she worked with people who were visually impaired in a garden club. And so she wrote about this she's an older lady named Rosemary, and they connected through just the plants, right? And the senses of just touch. And so she also talked about a belt that she created for the blind, well, at least a prototype that she created at a summer camp. And so she's just trying to figure out how to use engineering to make things more accessible for certain people in different populations. And so that was very cool to learn more about her interest in engineering throughout this process. And so Anna Karina attends Hickory Ridge High School in Charlotte, North Carolina. Her acceptances include Cornell University, Duke University, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Georgia Tech University, Purdue University, North Carolina State University, Clemson University, North Carolina A&T State University, Penn State University, and Virginia Tech University. She earned the Mang National Scholarship for $2,000, and she will be attending Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, in the fall. So let's tell Anna, congratulations. All right. We have some in the chat. So cool. Congratulations. All right. All right. Up next is Matthew Clark. I like to think of Matthew as kind of a double whammy, right? He's an athlete and he's a scholar. And so Matthew runs track. And cool thing about this process is when we first started, his parents were concerned that, hopefully he would be able to run track and attend a school that fits him academically. And that actually happened. So I'll read about that in a second. But Matthew's interested in biomedical engineering when he goes to college, and he attends Community School of Davidson in Davidson, North Carolina. He was accepted to Roanoke College. Tuskegee University, I think I'm pronouncing that right. UNC Wilmington, Truman State University, Illinois Tech University, George Mason University, and North Carolina A&T State University. He earned a $28,500 a year academic scholarship. Plus, he will be running track and field at Roanoke College. Told you it happened. And then he earned a $22,000 a year scholarship to George Mason University. He earned a $33,000 a year to Tuskegee University. I think I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, but we got it. And then $12,000 a year scholarship to Truman State University. And then $20,000 a year scholarship to Illinois Tech. And Matthew will be attending Roanoke College in the fall. So let's please give him some congratulations. In the chat. Okay, we got some in the chat. All right, as long as they're in the chat, I'm good. Okay. All right, who's next? Oh, that's it. Okay, so we have additional students that I assisted in some capacity. Sometimes I have students who, the ones that you guys saw, they were in the 10-month program. Then I have other students who I assist just along the way. Caleb Rowland is one of those students. He will be attending the U.S. Naval Academy in the fall. Mariah Lang, she will be attending University of Michigan. And then Summer Welch, she was in the program as well. She's still deciding, but we do know that she wants to major in nursing. So let's give those students a congratulations in the chat, please. Okay, so I was like, I'm trying to see if something pop up. Okay, awesome. All right, so before I finish, I do want to give just some tips for our students and parents as you guys transition forward to freshman year. And so this is going to include academic success and scholarship strategies. And so I feel like I'm missing a student, you guys. I know this is so off base. I feel like I missed a student. It's Madison that I missed. I can't. Yes, I'm like, no, no. I am so sorry. I have her. No, I will be highlighting her. You just give me just a second. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, I have her. Here she is right here. Okay, this is so off the cuff, but we have to highlight Madison. So I'm going to highlight Madison. All right. I am so sorry. I'm going to give her all her props because I like Madison and she's cool. All right, I'm going to do this right on the spot. Y'all see, I really do care about these students. So, oh no, we cannot do that. Okay. I'm reading the side. I'm like, I forgot somebody. Here we go, right here. All right, I got you guys. So we're going to spotlight Madison, and then I'll go forward. All right, so Madison. All right, Madison is a unique student. I really enjoy how her and her mom work together to figure out what would be the best option for Madison moving forward. She likes to bake, and she is really strategic about where she wants to go to school, right? And so she will actually be attending Stevenson University in the fall, but she was accepted to Stevenson University, McDaniel College, Hood College, Allegheny College of Maryland, and then also Montgomery College. She received a scholarship to Stevenson, also McDaniel College, and also Hood College. She attends Griggs International Academy, and then she's from Silver Spring, Maryland. And because I forgot her, I need everybody in the chat to say congratulations to Madison. So please, everybody say congratulations.
Congrats, Madison.
Congratulations, Madison.
Okay. All right. So I'm like, no, this does not feel right. Okay, we got Madison on board. All right, now I can move forward because I was not gonna sit right with that one. Knowing that I forgot her. All right. So let's go. So I want to talk about moving forward to freshman year, academic success and scholarship strategies for our students. And so here are some things just noted, and you guys kind of just keep this in the back of your head. And so as students transition over to college, sometimes they forget about campus resources. And so parents, sometimes you have to remind them that these resources are included in their tuition and fees. And so I'm just want to go over some of these resources that students can utilize. And so one is the Academic Tutoring Center. Oftentimes this tutoring center helps students with all subject areas and it's free. And oftentimes the students can take advantage of that on the front end when they're taking classes. It just helps them along the way. A lot of students don't even think about a tutoring center until they have like an F in the class and they're trying to bring it up, or a C or a D, right? So if students can kind of get into the habit of going there initially, that would be great. The Writing Center is also great. Most campuses have a writing center and they can help students with any type of writing. It does not have to be English papers. I used to work in a writing center, and they help students with developing their writing, not just editing, but also working through the assignment to see what the assignment entails. And they're really, really helpful. Oftentimes they have virtual appointments as well as in person. Career Center is great for students. If your student thinks they may want to get an internship or some type of workforce development or something like an apprenticeship later down the line, getting involved with the Career Center is great starting off in freshman year. Mental health counseling also is great for students because they can utilize the sessions. Usually they offer free sessions for students. They usually have a hotline number that students can call. I highly suggest recommending that to your students, or at least students going to the center. Maybe things you don't want to talk to your parents about, and they may have support for you on campus through the mental health clinic. The student health clinic is very important. I suggest all students know what a student health clinic is. You just never know when you may need to go to the health clinic. You may be sick, some other things may be going on in your body. You need to go check on. You may have a rash. It's a lot of things that can happen. And so you need to know where it is so you can go and get whatever help that you need for the student health clinic. You're paying for it, so you may as well go. The Speaking Center is great because it helps with your verbal and oral skills. And then your recreation center is awesome just to let go of some stress in a physical manner. And you don't want to get those 15 pounds when you first get to college. But yeah, here's some additional tips. As students, you do want to proactively talk with your professors. And parents, you can encourage this with your students. I'm a professor. I've been teaching college kids for 10 years now. And I love it when students come and actually introduce themselves to me during that first week of class. It is intimidating for a lot of students, but it really makes a difference. Hey, I'm so-and-so. I really am excited about this class, just leave it at that. Students also don't be afraid to ask questions if you're unsure. It's really great to ask questions proactively than reactively. You also want to make a professional email signature and be sure all your emails are grammatically correct if you can. Sometimes make mistakes, but at least try to have a signature that says who you are at the end of the email. Students, you do want to try to get a planner. Parents, you can emphasize this. Sometimes students forget about organization skills when they get to college. And planning can help with their academics, but also their self-care. And then students, don't be too intimidated to make so many friends the first week of campus. It's a lot going on that first week, but time will allow for development of friendships. Try to get involved with at least one organization in your freshman year, just because usually when students are engaged on campus, they do better academically. You don't have to get in 10 organizations if you don't want to, but maybe one, maybe an academic one or a social one or a fun one. Those are great. And then lastly, it's okay to call or visit home sometimes for students. Sometimes calling your mom or call and look at the dog on FaceTime, it just helps with that connection to improve your academic success. So don't be afraid to reach out to call your mom or your dad or your brother, your sister, your cousin when you get to college. All right. And then lastly, here are scholarship search strategies. And so scholarships don't stop, right? At the end of freshman year, not freshman, in a senior year, they continue. And so you do want to continue looking and applying for scholarships once you are in college. It is a little bit more difficult, but it's not impossible. And so some things you can do is stay connected to your school's internal database. I would say mostly all of your schools are going to have an internal database. What that means is a scholarship portal that's just for students at your school. You want to continue to keep that updated every semester. So you want to update your GPA, update the classes you've taken, update your interests, update your activities. Keep that fresh, because usually sometimes the algorithm will sometimes allow you to get scholarships. You didn't even apply for it, but your information's updated, and so you qualify for it. You also want to see if there's a national organization that's related to your major that offers scholarships for current students. So if you're an accounting major, you can look at like the National Association for Black Accountants, Journalism, National Association of Black Journalists, Engineering, NSBE. It's a lot of different organizations, and see if they offer scholarships for current college students. You also want to refer to the spreadsheet that you created for your high school scholarships, the ones that everybody has, or you created your own. Then when you get to college, check those scholarships again, because oftentimes, I say sometimes, they offer scholarships to college students, and you can qualify. You also want to keep a scholarships folder on your Google Drive, and what that entails is that your transcript, when you get updated one, your headshot, your resume, your essays, and that way, if your parents see a scholarship, they can just pull from your folder and apply for you, or you can do the same thing. You want to stay connected to Thurgood Marshall College Fund, United Negro College Fund. Those organizations generally will have scholarships for college students that you can apply to. Ask around, see if your classmates have won any scholarships recently. If you have any upperclassmen, see if they've been applying for scholarships and see if you can apply. Maybe have your friends come together. You guys have a running list of scholarships as well. Go and meet your financial aid counselor on campus so they can inform you of any new opportunities. So it's good just for them to know who you are. Also, you want to check the billboards of your academic buildings. I got myself into a lot of different opportunities on campus when I was in college by reading billboards. So I went to President Obama's inauguration from a billboard flyer. I went to study abroad in Spain from a billboard flyer. So like, you just never know what's on the billboards. So you want to check those for scholarships and opportunities. And lastly, talk with your professors. Let them know that you're always open for scholarships, internships, research opportunities. When I taught at A&T, I was teaching freshmen. Student comes up to me midway the semester, and he's like, I need a mentor. Like, can you be my mentor? And I was like, okay. 3 years later, he's still my mentee, right? He's in Atlanta, internship paid right now. And so you just never know who you may connect with, whether it's a professor or an advisor, but just don't be afraid of the people that are there to support you. So I just wanted to give some scholarship search strategies for students and parents as you guys continue on moving forward. But lastly here, I want to tell everyone thank you. That includes my parents. Thank you for trusting me with your students for these past 10 months. All of the supporters in the village that help our students move forward. And then also all the students. Kudos to you guys for working very hard through this process. And so final thoughts, everyone stay encouraged. It's a big transition time. You may also feel some grief. I've been hearing that from other parents. Grief is important. I mean, not important, but it's like a real thing. So stay encouraged. Keep me posted on any scholarships that you win. I still want to know. I'm always here. If students need a letter of recommendation, any kind of support, parents are just kind of confused, you don't know what's going on, you can always email me. But anybody have any lasting comments or final thoughts before we close out? Okay. Well, this is it. So I did smile at everybody. I think Chloe's mom, you asked, but I will share the recording. So if you miss your daughter, if you miss your child, you will have the recording. I'm so glad I got Madison in. I'm so sorry about that. But everybody was spotlighted. And so thank you guys so much. Y'all did a great job. All the students, all the parents, we made it. All right, so you guys have a good. I'm going to send the recording out as soon as it processes, and then I'm still around, so you can still email me. This is just the final celebration, but if you need assistance, I'm still around. All right, y'all. Well, y'all have a good night.